see me now? You can hear me okay? Wow. Oh, heavens. That was the fridge. Dear me. Can you hear me now? So we have one person who has joined. Oh, it's Mr. Steve Marsh himself. How kind of you to come along. Dear me. So there's been a few issues with the technology this evening, not surprisingly. Hello, Walter Fillingham. You're offshore and you can hear me. That's incredible. Let's make it. Oh, this is amazing. You can all hear me at last, which is clearly just what your life needed. Anyway, the laptop wasn't playing ball, so I'm on my iPad now, and let's see how this goes. So, firstly, thanks for joining this live stream. This is slightly terrifying, but thanks for coming along and seeing how it's going to go. Thanks to everyone who watched the video about Humberto Delgado, the chap who set up TAP, and thanks to everyone who had a wee go at the competition. So, first and foremost, we're going to announce who is the winner of the Tim's Travels mug. Your life has not been complete without the Tim's Travels mug. So, just by way of review, there were a lot of very, very good. It is a classy mug, Steve, you're right. Or you mean I'm a classy mug. Lots of very intriguing suggestions made. So I'm just going to run through some of them and then announce the winner. So there was a lot of love for Montrose Steve Marsh. Who knew? There was a suggestion for Inverness Tim's Travels. Yes, I can be bought. Mark from Let's Make a Trip, he suggested, and I've got it here, the Father Ted Crowley bus stop, because a lot of Father Ted was filmed in Ennistimon. Is that how you pronounce that? I mean, I'm from Northern Ireland. I mean, I should probably be able to know how to pronounce something from the Republic, but that's what he went with. Great suggestions. What else did we have? We had Sombra Jimmy Perez, again from a certain Steve Marsh. There was a lot of love for Birmingham Jasper Carrot, or Birmingham Noddy Holder. One which also made me laugh a lot was Wigan Jane McDonald. That did make me laugh. But the winner, I've got to go with Thomas Tribe Trekkers, and here's why. Because they went for Manchester Oasis Airport. So Steve's got loads of mugs. He doesn't need another. No, I don't know what you mean. Yeah, but I'm sorry. No, it's Steve. You haven't won. Mark, I'm sorry, you haven't won. It's going to Thomas Tribe Trekkers. So I'm just going to read out what they went. So they went with Manchester Oasis Airport, and here's why. So they suggested that you would have duty free, which would be called cigarettes and alcohol. Departures would be all around the world. They'd have a family area called Married with Children. Departures, drop off would be Don't Go Away. They'd have an electric charging point. She's electric, of course. The first class lounge would be entitled Champagne Supernova. The food area, Roll with it. The gates, Don't Look Back in Anger. Customer service, Stop Crying Your Heart Out. Security queue, Stand By Me. It's almost as if they wrote their songs for Manchester Airport. So I've got to give the mug to Thomas Tribe Trekkers. There were lots of worthy entrants, but I think just that's pretty clever. And of course, based on the Oasis theme, any airplane that you travelled on would of course have to be supersonic. Right, okay, so that's who's won the mug. While I've got all 7 of you here, have you got any questions for me? In the meantime, I can tell you what there's an exciting thing has happened with the channel since the Cali Sleeper video, which lots of people seem to like. I have got Thomas has put work on that answer. Maybe a bit too much work, Mark. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. Maybe too much thinking going on in that. Okay, questions. So Jonathan Porterfield, EcoCars, what's your favourite trip? That probably favourite trip that I've taken would actually be the one with you, JP. That was Inverness to Guernsey with Irini. That was a real came out of nowhere. That was a cracking little trip. Mark, where are you going next? Can I ask Fiona? Where she's letting me go. I've got a couple. I think there'll probably be a couple of rural Scottish bus trips happening. I've got a little Highland style coach and sail trip planned. These fabrics, what? Yes, I know. Where are you letting me go? I'll be trying out KLM's economy or KLM City Hopper economy. I did their kind of business class last year. I'll be doing economy next year. Worst bus trip? I don't know. It was many years ago, before the internet was probably a thing, and I was taking the bus from Inverness to Llanelli in Wales, and so we did the overnight. Inverness, Glasgow, that was fine. Then Glasgow to Bristol, and oh my word, that was just a nightmare. It was just the worst experience ever. Just, ugh. I don't know, me and buses, I don't know what it is, but that was a bad one. Perks of flight after bribing them. He's got a bottle of champagne from BA, that was nice. Yeah, that was quite pleasant. Anyway, where was I? Plans for next year, so KLM City Hopper economy. Mrs. Tim's Travels has mentioned Bulgaria, which is a bit random. Mark, let's make a trip. Favorite band? I am an Oasis guy. I've got to say that was my thing growing up. I was very much Oasis was the band I went with. We went last month for our anniversary to see a Scottish band called Tidelines at Eden Court in Inverness, and they were very good. I would recommend checking them out on Spotify or whatever. Got to try some random Bulgarian trains, absolutely. Do you know, I was absolutely astounded when so Mrs. Tim's Travels, her first name is Fiona, Fee. And when she said, you know, I fancy Bulgaria, I'm like, what? Didn't see that coming. But no, that's where she wants to go. So we'll try out some trains in Bulgaria. Was that GOS? Did you ask favourite form of transport? Train? Yeah. So for next year, more buses, I think, even though I struggle with buses, some Scottish buses, KLM City Hopper, and we'll see what happens in Bulgaria. If we get to Bulgaria, I don't know. Things that have happened on the channel since the Cali Sleeper video, that seems to have unlocked some stuff on YouTube, which is very nice. So there are now memberships available. That's something. Steve Marsh, any long haul plans? All depends on the pennies, mate. I'm always dreaming, I'm always hoping, but we shall see. Canada is appealing, but I will just keep saving the pennies. Fee's Fabrics, Fee also wants to go to Croatia, so we might be going to Croatia as well. Which would you prefer? Would you prefer to see some videos from Croatia or Bulgaria? That's the question. As I say, memberships are now available. You can buy them if you would like. I mean, don't, money's tight for everyone, so don't be panicking about that. But they are there, so that's lovely. And I've also got my Ko-fi page. So after saying money's tight, I've just done some self-promotion. But no one else is, I suppose. Right. So EcoCars fancies a Norway road trip. We'll make it happen, EcoCars. Do it. Just tell me when we're going and we'll go. The ball is in your court. Mark and Steve, have you got any? What are your plans for 2024? Because you are the big YouTubers. I'm a big YouTuber, but in a different way. So EcoCars are going to make a Norway trip happen, so that's very exciting. He wants to use an electric ferry in Norway. And I would quite like to go to Norway with all the fjords, the little squiggly bits. So I think I've probably taken up enough of your precious time on a Sunday evening. So once again, thank you for tuning in. Walter says, but Croatia and Bulgaria are interesting. Bulgaria would be cheaper. I would love to meet you both for a beer. That's a wonderful suggestion, Mark. Tremendous suggestion. What's your favourite beer? I have got a Freyok in the fridge at the moment. You're very kind, Steve. Great to see you. Well done. Brave or stupid. But it was just a nice way to announce the winner for the competition. And if you would like a mug, if your life is not complete, if you feel you need a Tim's Travel mug, get in touch. Best and worst thing about Tane. Well, the best thing about Tane, or what Tane's most well known for, I would say, is Glenmorangie whiskey, or Glenmorangie. So if you're a whiskey drinker, you'll be familiar with Glenmorangie, the 16 Men of Tane. And it is, and the Glenmorangie distillery has the tallest whiskey stills in Scotland. So there you go. So they can distill like nobody's business. The worst thing about Tane, there's not a good pub. I would say. Well, to me, there's I don't know. When I grew up, it was Glenmorangie, and then I married someone from Tane. And she was very much, no, it's Glenmorangie. But on the bottles now, it is very much Glenmorangie. So I don't know. Maybe the posh people say Glenmorangie. But it's a fine whiskey. It's a good whiskey. So the best thing, I would say the best and most well-known thing about Tane is Glenmorangie Distillery. The worst thing, worst thing's probably the A9. There's a lot of accidents on the A9 in Tane. That's gone a bit dark, hasn't it? Yeah, so there we go. That's that. Steve and Mark, if you want to meet up for a beer, I would. Fees Fabric, I am posh. Yeah, you'll get no arguments from me. If you would like to meet for a beer, I think that sounds fabulous. As I say, I've got a Freyok chilling in the fridge. A Highland beer, Heather beer from Williams Brothers Brewers. So I'm going to look forward to that. Anyway, we're 15 minutes in, and 9 people have turned up, and that is 10 people more than I anticipated. So thank you so much. If you'd like, if you want to do another Q&A and you can listen to me ramble on, that's fine. If you'd like a mug, we can make that happen. But thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a very pleasant evening, and we'll see you in 2024. All the best, guys. Take care, and we'll see you again.